What's up YouTube, and welcome back to the brand new season of Pokemon Go, Tales of Transformation, Season 24. The Open Great League is here. We've got a huge shakeup to the meta, and I've got 10 top teams for you. So let's take a quick look at the top 20 ranked Pokemon, and then we'll hop right into those teams. Thank you guys, by the way, for holding off on me. I know I didn't upload the last 2 days. I came down with a fever, but I'm feeling a lot better now, so daily uploads are back. So right away we see that we've got Corviknight at rank 1 with the new introduction of Air Cutter to its moveset thanks to its community day. We've got Carbink at number 2, conveniently resisting all of the charge moves of Corviknight. We've got Empoleon at 3 with the buffed Metal Sound, Wigglytuff at 4. We'll have to see how reworked Charm gets. Empoleon again at 5, Bastiodon at 6, Steelix at 7, Regidrago at 8. All of these Pokemon got buffed, right? Dragon Tail on Steelix, Regidrago with Dragon Breath, Breaking Swipe, Guzzlord with Dragon Tail and Dragon Claw. Clodsire didn't get reworked, but it's a bulky Pokemon that conveniently has play into the fairies, such as Dedenne at number 11. Same kind of deal. Dodge Bun if Charm is reworked the way that PvPoke thinks. Steelix again, Lapras, same old. Giratina altered, but now running Dragon Breath. We've got Como with Dragon Tail, Clanging Scales, and Upper Hand. A really strong moveset there. Clodsire again, Corsola, Shadow Bastiodon, and Turtonator down at 20 with Incinerate, Brutal Swing, and Dragon Claw. Now, before we hop into the top teams, I want to say a special thank you to the expert trainer members on this channel, Benny Hemlock, Dr. Green Mustache, Soham Patil, and Eliana, as well as the legend trainer members on this channel, Big Burden, Andrew Pitten, Musachu, Noodleman, Speedster, Liminal Lagamore, Tom Spencer, Fast Idiot Boss, Jamie Finn, and CD Slaskus. Without further ado, let's hop into these top teams. Alright, so team number 1 is Dedenne, Corviknight, and Torterra. When we take a look at this team, we have 2 of the best meta Pokemon and a bit of a spicy complementary third. Dedenne, as an electric fairy, has only 2 weaknesses, which are poison and ground. Combo that with Corviknight, which resists both, and you have a great core. Torterra does kind of a similar thing. I mean, it's a mud slapper that hits poison for super effective damage, while neutralizing it with its ground typing, and it resists ground as a part grass type. You are double weak to fire in the back, so if you catch one on the lead, you have to stay in with Dedenne. And then either Pokemon in the back could honestly function as safe swaps due to their unique yet versatile coverages. You could also replace Torterra with Toedscruel if you're not fun. Up next, we've got Team 2, which consists of 3 pretty bulky Pokemon, and a new grass flyer has risen to the top, and that is Dartrix. Now, Dartrix is the pre-evolution of Decidueye, and it actually got double buffed this season with access to both Peck and Leafage, both of which are speculated to be Shadow Claw clones. The recommended moveset on PvPo currently is Peck. However, for this team specifically, Leafage actually looked a little bit better, so that's what I went with. Dartrix also has 5 weaknesses, which are Fire, Flying, Rock, Poison, and a double weakness to Ice, which is why Lapras makes sense as a safe swap, because Psywave hits the poisons for super effective damage, Sparkling Aria hits the fire and rock for super effective damage, and Ice Beam hits the flyers for super effective damage, and its water ice typing double resists ice. Likewise, Bastiodon hits the fire, flying, and ice for super effective damage with Smackdown and Stone Edge. As a steel, it also resists flying, rock, poison, and ice. You also have a double weakness to fighting in the back, which Dartrix covers on the lead, but also your safe swap has super effective coverage there too, allowing you to potentially flip switch. You'll also notice that I've selected the Shadow Bastiodon over the regular, and that's actually for good reason. The Shadow Bastiodon picks up a unique win against Corviknight, which is absolutely huge in this meta, among a couple other metamons, while dropping some less metamons in return. So I think with the buffs to Smackdown, this actually might be the season of Shadow Bastiodon. Team 3 features the ever-awaited Shadow Empoleon. Shadow Empoleon just looks to be an absolute menace in the Fairy Dragon-dominated meta with its newly acquired Metal Sound. I mean, as a Water Steel, it has 3 weaknesses, which are Electric, Fighting, and Ground, but it also has a whopping 11 resistances, 3 of which are double resistances. Runerigus is functioning as the safe swap for this team, resisting both fighting and electric with a wide array of coverage and boosted success from the decrease in dark types floating around. Whimsicott is a bit on the spicier side, but as a grass fairy, it resists all 3 of Empoleon's weaknesses, making them a great pair. It also has improved pacing with Seed Bomb getting reworked. We don't know if it's going to be 35 or 40 energy. I'm guessing 40 energy, but we will have to see. Team number 4 is an ABC style line, pretty similar to Team 2 actually, but in this case we have Primeape to Force Alignment as our safe swap, and then just a really solid core of Venusaur plus Carbink. Venusaur, of course, got access to Sludge this season, which improves its pacing, similar to that of like Serperior in the past. And then Carbink relies heavily on its bulk and unique typing to core break the meta. It's actually a wall to energy from Corviknight now that Ironhead has been dropped for Payback and Air Cutter, which is really nice. And it also has better pacing this season with the rebuff to Rock Slide. Up next, team number 5 is another ABC style line where we have Steelix on the lead with reworked Dragon Tail and Breaking Swipe. Steelix plays a really important role actually of keeping the dragons in check while also resisting the fairies. Steelix, of course, has 4 weaknesses: water, ground, fire, and fighting. But what better way to cover it than a Jellicent on the safe swap, which resists water, fire, and fighting, and can hit fire and ground for super effective damage with Surf. Jellicent, of course, also has access to Ice Beam in its moveset, which could be some fun surprise coverage for dragons that might swap into your water type, especially if they don't want to face the Steelix on the lead. And then in the back, we have Wiggly, which received the charm rework of less damage but more energy. It's still up in the air at the time I'm recording this what those energy values will be. However, if it's 9 like PvPoke is predicting, Wigglytuff is going to be insanely broken. It also deals with the fighting weakness on the lead. And you might be like, hey Mark, Steelix and Wigglytuff both don't do well into fire types, but when you think about what the main fire types are going to be this season, you think of Dragon Breath, Charizard, which is its fast and quick pacing move of Air Cutter, are walled, and then Turtonator, which you hit for super effective damage, Dragon Tail, Breaking Swipe, and Earthquake. So it's actually more of a neutral matchup there. Up next is another ABC style line with the buffed Guzzlord. Guzz has new and improved pacing with the Dragon Tail rework, allowing it to reach that more expensive Dragon Claw while keeping the Brutal Swing bait move for coverage. Guzzlord also has access to Sludge Bomb in its moveset, which can hit the fairies it's double weak to for super effective damage. Alas, to cover its fairy weakness, we have a Poison, Clodsire, and a Steel Scizor to shut those down in the back. Scizor also hits Ice for super effective damage with Bullet Punch, which is another weakness of Guzzlord. And actually maybe a reason to run Stone Edge on Clodsire instead of Sludge Bomb, especially with the ever-present Corviknight, which would otherwise completely wall your moveset. Guzzlord as a Dark is also weak to Fighting, which Clodsire resists in the back as well. Up next, team number 7 features the newly buffed Turtonator. Turtonator got access to a plethora of moveset updates. I think you got like 4 moveset updates. The first and most obvious, of course, is the reworked Dragon Claw and the newly added Brutal Swing. I mean, both of them got added, but Dragon Claw also got reworked, which also just massively improves the pacing on Turtonator. I believe it's 2-2-2-1 for your pacing to Brutal Swing, which is just absolutely ridiculous. Dragon Pulse, though, also gets a buff this season, as well as Ember. So this mon has such a unique typing as well, making it like a really true Swiss Army knife for the Open Great League, with just a wide array of coverage. I mean, you could run Ember, Dragon Claw, and Overheat if you wanted to, or Brutal Swing, and yeah, you can just do really anything with this Pokemon, and Dragon Pulse. But that said, I've paired it with a water Azumarill to deal with the ground and rock that Turtonator is weak to. You could also run either Toedscruel or Torterra, which resists both ground and rock, but I thought it was a little bit risky given the chance that you could run into like a Shadow Gyarados lead and then you'd be in big trouble. Fortress in the back and Azumarill offer neutral play into Turtonator's weaknesses, both resisting Dragon, which Turtonator also struggles with. Up next, team number 8 actually features the lightning fast Shadow Gyarados I was just talking about. On the lead, we have Tinkaton, a bulky steel fairy with decent coverage and only 2 weaknesses, ground and fire. Diggersby is the safe swap for this team, offering super effective coverage into the fire weakness with Scorching Sands. And then lastly, of course, we have our closer resisting the weaknesses of our lead and even some of our swap, Shadow Gyarados. Now, the new and improved pacing from the reworked Dragon Breath actually allows Gyarados to get to stab Shadow boosted Aqua Tails in only 9 turns. You can also save your shields for it, as the other 2 are extremely bulky. I just think Gyarados has a really cool place in this meta, especially countering the dragons as well. Team number 9 is one of the teams I'm most excited for, and that is Alolan Sandslash, Claydol, and Shadow Charizard. Sandslash is a given, as it's just a great core breaker. It resists Fairy as a steel, it hits other steels for super effective damage with Drill Run, and it hits dragons for super effective damage with Ice Punch. And it's a real threat despite its ranking. I did decide to go for the non-Shadow Alolan Sandslash here as opposed to the Shadow, which was more highly ranked, just because the non-Shadow offers more bulk, and you kind of need more bulk when you have a Shadow Charizard in the back. Claydol is a safe swap for this team, meant to lure out something that doesn't want to face the Sandslash, or a water type, either works. Claydol actually looks really strong with that ice ground coverage as well, but also the ability to debuff with Rock Tomb. And then Claydol has both Mud Slap and Rock Tomb for the fire weakness on the lead, and it resists the fighting with its psychic typing. Also, interestingly enough, it was announced today, the day that I'm recording this, that Claydol is getting a Shadow form, so that might be interesting for this team as well. So Sandslash, of course, is double weak to fire and fighting, and it's single weak to ground. So we have a double water weakness in the back, which is why we're running Shadow Claw, and I think that's just a must for this team. And then Shadow Charizard in the back looks ridiculously strong when simmed in the one shield scenario on PvP Poke with the correct moveset. However, for some reason, the recommended moveset is Dragon Breath, Blast Burn, and Dragon Claw. Whatever you do, do not run Dragon Claw. It got reworked this season, it's more expensive, and it doesn't offer any additional coverage. Run Air Cutter. Instead, run the newly introduced Air Cutter, because Air Cutter supplies you with a 35 energy bait move, which is Stab, potential to boost your attack, and you can get to it in only 9 turns, which also allows you to cover 3 types with your fast and 2 charge moves. Also, Charizard's typing has a Fire Flying, which we've seen in the past with Talonflame, resists ground, fire, and fighting, which are all of Sandslash's weaknesses, and another reason to run Dragon Breath, so you have neutral play into those other fires as opposed to Ember, which is getting a buff this season as well. And then the final team, but the certainly not least team, is number 10, and the team I will be showcasing first on my channel, or at least I plan to at the time of recording. Stunfisk is back, but this time it's Galarian. Its steel ground typing and bulk are not uncommon actually, thanks to Steelix, but this one actually beats Steelix. It's a mud shot user, it also has Earthquake, and it can hit other steels for super effective damage. It also has great coverage in Rock Slide. Like Steelix, of course, it has 4 weaknesses: fire, water, ground, and fighting. So what better to pair with it than one of the oldest cores in GBL, Altaria. Now, Altaria resists ground, water, fire, and fighting with weakness to fairy, rock, dragon, and ice, which Stunfisk covers pretty nicely. Seeking functions as a great safe swap with very similar coverage to 2 other Pokemon we just discussed, Sandslash and Claydol, that ice ground coverage coming in super clutch this season. Except Seeking has new and improved pacing with the buff to Peck, and as a mono water type only has 2 weaknesses, grass and electric, and it resists fire and water, which are of course your weaknesses of the lead. It also has Peck for the fighters, which is a weakness of the lead, and Icy Wind for ground, which is a weakness of the lead. So very cool ABC style team here with a very cool safe swap that I'm very excited to try out. But yeah, that's 10 top teams for the brand new season of Pokemon Go. Let me know what you guys are running with or any cool teams that you want me to check out. Feel free to submit battles to the channel. I'll be showcasing new Pokemon every single day of this upcoming season. But yeah, that's going to be it for me from this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, peace.